It's a very important aspect. I believe that if your partner is different from you and have a different angle of looking at things, but you have the same goal, then it would be like it would be like an asset.
Did the conversation about children ever come up?
Yes. Uh,
Are you comfortable sharing that conversation or?
yes, it came up very early, and we had to wait because Mo was busy. I was busy. In '84, I was accepting a job to do to organize a company to deal with gift packaging and um, and money transfer to Vietnam. So I had to work with the Department of Commerce and the Cuban to ask them about the embargo law and organize shipping. So I travel all the time. So between 84 and 94, 95, when the embargo ended, so we had tons of guests, and I travel all the time. So, we had to delay that, and Mo said, she was busy with political work to delay that, and by the time we delay, it's too late. So, uh, Mo and I love children a lot. I'm
You
very
two
close.
love people a lot.
Yeah, love children. So,
Hmm.
um, so I'm very happy now that the fact school of for elementary and middle school allow me to teach. And I had one day hanging out with elementary students and middle school students, teaching them music, and it was fun to look at them and to see them react. And I have two grandnieces now. Two grandnieces just came out like 2 days apart, and and I used to take care of my brother when they were young. So my mother was busy, my father was away, and she was busy making money for the family. So I took care of all the kids and taking care of them, organize them to feed each other, to bathe each other, to do everything in the house, sweep the house, clean the house, do everything. So and teach them too. But, so taking care of children is not very hard when we have no chance to do it.
That's an interesting dilemma that I hear organizers and activists run into about like this sense of self care and then self sacrifice. At the Yuri Kuchiyama memorial event, um, a speaker came up. He basically mentioned to Yuri's granddaughter that because Yuri was so involved in the movement, she had devoted so much time to the movement, meaning there was less family time spent. Do you remember that? He said something along
Yeah,
those lines. Um, do you see that as
that's not true though.
what's not true?
It's it's you have to take care of family when you know what a normal person has to deal with, and if they are politicized, it's about time. Right? You have time allotment. When they become politicized, how they deal with their family. So it's some people devoted all their life for the family, but probably it is a discussion that we should have among the activists, that you have to allot time. So it's always time allotment, right? If you organize your time well, it's good. So in that sense, you have to take care of yourself. Of course, you can't help anybody if you can't take care of yourself. Sometimes we're young and we think that we're invincible, and so we run around helping people like 25 hours a day. and we got burned out. So you have to take care of yourself because you have the activists have to have a vision. And if you have a vision and you take steps, then you can do it. And so family time is also like that. You have children going to school, children take care in the morning. You have 2 or 3 hours or 2 to 3 hours at night. And so you have a lot of time in between. You do have.
I remember when I was working in San Jose, and that was when we were working on HBT, and they were having the Unity. I can't remember if it was 3.0 or 4.0, 3.0, and I remember my mom just seeing me, and she said, "I don't understand how anybody who has kids can do this type of work." And then I thought about it. All of the people that I was working with at the time, either in my workspace or community space, did not have children. So I had to personally ask myself that question too.
No, but if you involve people who have family to join you, it's an asset because you only require them to mind that a project that you do 1 hour a day, then you are really have a huge asset. Just 1 hour, right? If they put their mind to 1 hour, because if you have children, then your time allotment is really good because you have to follow the children every day and you have to take care of all the need, but you still have time for yourself. And if you can do that, you're really good. During that time, you were thinking about how to organize well your time and to go to meeting and things like that, and find people who have childcare or something like that. If the kids are grown up, giving them job and teaching them how to take care of themselves, that probably is an advantage.
Who is the person who influenced your life the most, and what lessons did he or she teach you?
There are many, not just one, many.
I think this might have been Ivy.
Mm.
Ivy Knoll.
Yes, there are a lot of people who influence me a lot, and mostly women. Mostly women. Because when I was young, I was really good, and so I really cocky. I was
What is that in
really cocky.
Vietnamese? What's that in Vietnamese?
Yeah, uh, khó tánh, people khó tánh. Um, I always joke and joke with the principal too. It's like everything is just like I look at what he is doing and I think it's a joke. So, so I had a young friend at that time who was a woman who was really smart and and I admire her a lot. She was teaching me zither music and very simple. She's not doing anything special. She she was mining her music and then she trying to teach me how to play đàn tranh, right?
Uh-huh.
And I met her only two months, but I follow her all the time because when she performed and she showed other students how to play, uh, it was really impressed me because of the variety, the type of organization that she has in her mind and the way she looked at music, and I was really amazed. When I came to San Jose, then the nun is really impressive because she was kind, but she is a good uh, person in literature. So we
Mhm.
discussed literature.
Mhm.
Um, and then I met one woman in Seattle. She was a pianist and also a second prize winner of poetry writing.
She was the summer fling.
Yes, it it probably not to me not a fling because after that, I left her. I thought that it was okay, and then I was crying
That's
my
right.
heart
I'm
out.
so sorry.
Yeah, I cried my heart out because I really missed her, and I really missed her poetry because after she left me, I was really probably angry with her, and I burned everything that she wrote, stacked like this, poetry every day, two or three every day. She was really good. Um, so um, so I met a lot of people who were much better than me. In many things. Merle is one of them, and then I met um, uh, what's her name? I met Yuri. Yuri, Yuri was very simple, but her life is her politics. And so at the event, nobody talked about her politics, right? It's really strange because they didn't get it because her life is her politics, and if you sum up very well, you sum up her politics, right? But nobody talking about her politics. Yeah? Her politics is really good. It goes through her life because I was really impressed with her because of the you you um, you turn your politics into your daily life. Right? It's really hard. It's really hard because you live it. And then Patricia Sumi, when I was like starting to be politicized, and Patricia Sumi come and ask me a lot of questions. She when she asked, it taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about the movement. Taught me a lot about how to deal with nationalism and internationalism, and what is the difference, and how to keep an organization together and keep people, like idea flowing, and then you sum up their experience and also move it toward a progressive state. And she taught me a lot on that. Um, uh, we traveled together a lot uh, with a group, and so she was just keeping, being around and ask me questions like it's hard question to answer. And she talked to me about going temporal, and I knew that, but I heard a lot of from the Black Panther Party, but I didn't understand it deeply. What does it mean? And so we could see a lot of friends at that time was really in trouble because of the going temporal, and 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 I knew that probably as a movement we have to find a way to protect the person from going extreme because uh, we have when we do politics you have to keep your principle. Do not react at the moment and forget the principle. You have to really have a principle, and you don't let the event taking over you. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You don't let the event taking over. Sometimes you want to win so much that you lose your principle. Sometimes you're losing the battle, but you win because in effect you want to win people's heart. That's the main thing. Even if you fail, a battle, but you win people's heart because the your politics come out to people, and then they love you because of that. Because they have lost already. They people refuse to fight, and you are going to fight for them, and you tell them we may not win this one because we don't have enough people, we don't have enough resources, and these are the tactic they were using, and we can't overcome that because we are too small, or we are limited in some way, and they use this tactic, and then if we abandon our principle, then there is no way that we can continue.
Well, I always see that as creating cultural shifts because once, for me, um, winning people is hard. Then I think about winning people's thoughts, the way they think and their questioning of things, and then changing thoughts could also change actions. So what you're saying, from my perspective, like my understanding of it is creating cultural shifts, even though you're losing the battle.
But in the battle, then people get educated, including you. So the life is so rich that you have many ways of taking an action. And if you're losing the principle and you win, it's really hard. You might lose the next one, or strategically.
I'm gonna stop it and then